Welcome to Shorts Beyond Measure, where fashion, interiors, and psychology get the stylish, savvy, and slightly therapeutic touch.
We're Tara West, Caroline Baltz, and Allison Goldberg, a fashion stylist and 2 interior designers who are also trained as psychotherapists.
So let's get into what's trending, what's tired, and what's actually worth your time. Because good style and good decisions should never be short-lived.
Ladies.
That's right at you, David. Hello, ladies.
We are so lucky because we have an incredible guest today. And Allison, I'm going to let you introduce this superstar.
I am so excited to have David DiCicco of DiCicco Designs here.
Happy to be here.
Yes. I
Finally.
mean, finally. It's been, trying to find the right date, but he is absolutely an amazing florist and event designer. And I think, when did we fall in love? Like
Thank
a
you.
few years ago at Party in the Park.
Ah.
Yes. And
Thanks to Caroline.
yes, Caroline was co-chairing and I met David and we fell in love.
I really want
That's how it started for her. I was a little
David was like, please
overwhelmed, which is hard to do, to be honest.
yeah, he's like, please get this girl away from me.
now you're stuck with her.
Yeah, no, It didn't take long to win me over.
Before we get into it, can we just talk about how fabulous you look today?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a networking event to go to tonight, and I tried to be in theme for you fashionista women. I figured you'd give me a good opinion on it.
You killed it.
Thank
Oh my
you.
Did
God.
you cut the sleeves yourself?
No, I bought it this way.
Of course you did.
The guns are out.
Yeah.
guns are
Instagram's always like harassing you with ads of things, and this is this Greek company, and I bought a bunch of things and nothing fit, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna send you everything back, just send me this one piece.
Yeah.
And this is it. This is my debut.
I'm actually surprised you have a shirt on underneath.
Yeah.
It's not
I
very
know.
on
Well, I
brand.
figured, it is 30
Cover.
degrees out still.
So you'll wear a tank top?
Yeah.
Yeah, to cover the nips. The nips.
Exactly.
All right. So, well, I don't know. You guys, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us about yourself.
Or tell us about how you started.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
My background's actually finance. I met a former boss through a mentor at a previous job, and I didn't even know what event design was. I knew what event planning was, and I didn't really understand the difference at that time. I think a lot of people don't understand the difference.
Yeah.
One being planning is more the logistics side to it, and design is, all the tangibles that you're implementing the day of. So I worked for someone for about 6 years before going out on my own, which was a little over 6 years ago. So
Who did you work for?
The company was Mark Hall Design.
Did you
I know
leave
Mark Hall
nicely?
design.
Yeah, I mean, as nice as you could. I
get into
think
the
I
nitty-gritty.
left nicely. I actually gave him like a 9-week notice, which is kind of
Oh, wow.
unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of running his company, and they turned around and said, "How's 2.5 weeks?" And I said, "Okay."
Wow.
And I told all my clients what I was doing, and most of them wanted to support me, so most of them transitioned with me.
Wait a minute. Was that 6 years ago?
That was October of 2019.
Because I did an event there when I launched my business.
Yeah, I think I
Do you
was there at the
remember that?
time.
And I had a video of like
Yeah.
a documentary somebody did, and it was like do you remember that?
Yeah.
'Cause now I remember.
But I think
kind
it was like maybe 2017.
Yes. It could
Yeah.
have been. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when we first met.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
that.
How were the
Okay.
florals there? Were they?
Sick.
No, yeah, he's super talented
No, but I'm
man.
saying you were amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you
Thank
were
you.
amazing.
Yeah, and then COVID hit shortly after I launched,
Oh,
but I
no.
think I had enough time to get up and running where, I didn't have a location, I didn't have a staff, I didn't have any overhead, so I would take a COVID summer again, to be honest. I know it was a struggle for a lot of people. It wasn't for me, and I would be
Were you
would be
doing
wrong of me to
events?
say it was hard. I actually moved to Provincetown. I had rented a small cottage there pre-COVID, and my lease started May 1st. So I was in the city right before that, and I was like, well, why am I going to stay here?
Right.
So I just fully moved down there. The government was paying a pretty hefty unemployment rate plus the additional, Massachusetts being one of the highest. So, it was very,
Surprise,
it was
surprise.
very easy living
Living
down
off
there.
the dole, David.
Yeah. There was like 19 of us living down there,
That sounds fun.
quarantining together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds safe.
Yeah, it was a good summer. I had already had COVID, so it was fine.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was going to ask, because this is a topic that's come up a couple different times on our podcast, but like work-life balance, because I was just talking to Tara on our previous podcast with Allison, just how she's such a hard worker and like such like a go-getter and always lifting other people up. I think of that when I think of you too. Like you work so friggin' hard and you play hard.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well,
I think, and Tara too, it's like it's a lifestyle business in a lot of ways, right? You're sort of living the life you want to live through the work that you do. And there's this balance between, you know, how much of your personal life do you want to put into your professional life? I mean, mine is so merged. It's kind of hard to separate them.
I was just going to say, like, you work with all your best friends.
Yeah, like, I mean, look how we met through a work event, and then we became friends. We did an event together. We're still friends. We'll do another one.
You didn't screw it up, so we're still
exactly,
friends.
right.
And you gave me a discount.
There's a lot of crossover, and I think that that's just how it is because we are in, you know, because of the nature of what we do.
Yeah. I mean, I think the key to it, honestly, is just being authentic and honest to everyone involved, right? So if I have to say to a client, hey, you know, I really need a break for a couple weeks, like I'm creatively drained, I really can't give you anything. I think that's okay. I think a lot of people are afraid to do that. And I have like these pockets throughout the year. Like I just had one recently after the holidays. I'm like, I needed to check out for 10 days. I went away by myself. I did not interact with clients. And that's my creative recharge. And then I can do, you know, 5 weekends of events in a row where I work every single day for 5-6 weeks. And then I take a break again.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what is your creative process? Like when somebody, Allison, you've worked together. So when Allison comes to you with an idea, take us through that because I'm so fascinated. I'd love to know like how the ball start rolling.
I mean, sometimes it's in that initial meeting, you know, like ideas will come to the surface. Other times I don't have any initially. And I kind of have to just wait for it to hit. And so it could be while I'm away. It could be sitting on a beach. It could be, you know, at dinner with a friend. It could be, you know, searching online. It kind of varies depending on the client, I think. And it's hard because as like a finance business person, you know, you want to give people timelines for deliverables, but when it's something creative, it can be hard to do that. So you almost have to give like a range at times.
I loved the day that we worked together at Peak when we were doing Party in the Park. We were at the Peak showroom, and it was to kind of put together the aesthetic for Party in the Park.
Yeah.
We've done it twice now, but like I go back to that word authenticity and being authentic because I think working with you, you don't have an ego. If somebody says, what about this or what about that? Like you were open to my suggestions, and I thought it was so fun that like back and forth.
Yeah, no, me too. And I appreciate you saying that because I try not to. I think I've worked for people that do. I see other people that do, and it hinders you. It you know, I don't know everything. I learned from you that day. I mean, you do interior design. I do temporary interiors. There's so many similarities and overlap.
I like that.
Yeah,
phrase,
that's how I sell it. You know, you guys, I think, have a little bit more of the luxury of like your timelines can change a little bit. Mine cannot.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
It's you know,
that
it can
must
be
be
logistically
stressful. Is that so
very
stressful?
in the moment. It's like this stress adrenaline combination. I thrive in that atmosphere. I enjoy it. I think some people fold under pressure. I don't. But you know, it can take a toll on you. There's an anxiety to it too, where it's like, okay, is this aging me? Like,
I need filler.
Do you feel like your employees also feel that stress, or do you kind of channel it and then not put it on them?
A combination. I'm sure some of them would say I'm a bit crazy at times.
I want to get Eric and Andrew in here to answer that question.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned them. Like, I'm fortunate that I work with two of my best friends, like the two of you. And, you know, we both provide different things for different clients. You know, Andrew is very much like my logistics man. He's managing my team, whereas like Eric is like, and my whole team will say this, they're like, we love when Eric's around. David's so much happier. Because we, you know, we have the same brain.
It's because Eric has his shirt off.
Yeah, that too. This is kind of an Eric outfit. I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
I'm going to have to send him a picture.
Do you have the iconic necklace?
No, I have one.
Oh, okay,
he usually has 80. I have one.
Yes, I love Eric's
I'm just like
necklaces.
a one and done. No, but you know, like they provide different things for me and vice versa. So us together as a trio, it's a really well-balanced team.
I have a question, a process question.
Yeah.
So I come to you and I have this idea of what I want.
Yeah.
And I kind of have a budget. and you tell me I'm crazy.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen in that. Like, how does that work? Because I mean, it can get pretty pricey.
Yeah, for sure. So again, I'm a finance person. I'm great with numbers, and I always start there with clients because you want to be realistic about what kind of investment it's going to take to actually achieve what you want to do. And anyone can relay a number. So what I like to do is, it kind of explain what events cost over the past year and what our I would say averages were. And then based off of the type of event you're trying to do, I'm pretty good at being able to like throw numbers out in each category and give you a range that it could take, or explain like, hey, your budget is X. This is what my business model can provide you. Because with what I'm selling, it's, there's a tangible product, but there's also a service associated. Right. So those are two different types of ways that companies make money. Some do one or the other. We do both. So to be able to provide that, you guys do.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like your business is similar in that regard. Mm-hmm. Is it?
Yeah, I mean, we provide a service, and then we source the products.
Yeah.
Right? So there's the tangible, and then there's the intangible.
Yeah. You might not be touching it, but you're still managing it and designing it and making sure it's implemented, which I also do that too. We don't touch every piece of design element we bring in. I do as much as we can, so it feels more custom, but of course, we also outsource. So, we're like a general contractor at times in the same way that, an interior designer is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, like,
kind of what you do too. You providing a service, you're finding a tangible good. Mm-hmm. You're not sewing everything, but like you find the right person. Like all of our models, in theory, you're selling a product. There's a service and the tangible good.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
I want to talk about though this idea of interior design and making a home kind of space within florals.
Yeah.
Because it's not just flowers anymore.
Yeah.
It is so much more. And I feel like you do such a nice job with that. And you're on the cutting edge of it. Like everybody, some people are still just like, here's a vase, here's your centerpiece.
I'm trying. It's hard to have an original idea these days. Everyone sees everything
is
everywhere.
So original, especially that reindeer in the bathtub at the Mandarin.
Oh, yeah.
But take us through what Caroline just said. Like, what is that? And describe it to us if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think the past few years, a lot of the work that I did was almost like a lot of floral installations, hanging installations, really like whimsical, otherworldly atmospheres. I think what's been happening in the events world is like designs are becoming a lot more residential. So you walk into a tent and it feels more like someone's home. So banquette seating, walls with sconces and maybe artwork on them instead of a floral backdrop for the band. Maybe it's a tapestry or a series of, prints. Stage surrounds are no longer just floral heavy, but nice custom woodwork. So for me,
I think of chandeliers.
Yeah, chandeliers rather than like Smilex vine all over the tent.
Yeah.
I was never a florist. So like I went from being a finance person to thrown into event design at a company that was heavy and floral. But, I've always loved interiors. So you have to think of design as every element. There's this sort of old school way of designing and planning where people start with, let's go find your rentals first, and then we'll build from there. You have to look at everything at the same time. Mm-hmm. Your rentals, your floral on it, how is the layout going to speak to the depth of the room? I mean, it's all engineering and it's all math. So if you're not considering everything at the same time, you're not designing well, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So that's, I think, where my company differentiates from a lot. Specifically in Boston. My model is really, more of a New York, Miami, LA. Mm-hmm. I just think we have better clients. They're not as involved. A Bostonian client is usually a very busy person. They trust you. There's less time involved and less touch points. So the sooner someone feels like they trust you and you're authentic to them, you're spending their money the right way and respecting it. You're not just upselling them along the way. You're saving everyone time and you're delivering a better product.
They give you your paintbrush.
Yeah, it's a win-win. And at the end of the day, they're usually happy.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, how psyched are you when you see the finished product?
Yeah.
Are you like, yes, this is what I wanted it to look like?
Almost every time. Like, it's rare. Amazing. There's been a few times when, I shouldn't say every time. There's always times where you're like, oh, I could have done something differently and you learn. And I'll say that to the next client, hey, I worked in that venue. I did this. Here's what I would have done differently and here's why. And they see you, being vulnerable in a sense by saying, oh, he's like admitting he's not perfect at what he does. Right. There are mistakes. Here's how you've learned from it. And, here's how you're going to make mine better. Great. Like, I'm not the guinea pig on that. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So, again, it just goes back to being authentic in what you're doing.
I love that. We're going to stop really fast because we're going to continue next with some more with David. So stay tuned.
That's it for this week's Shortlist. Thanks for listening.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, share it, leave a review, or let us know what's on your shortlist.
Shorts beyond measure, because the most important things in life can't be quantified.